Hey guys, so right, the first one is our big beast, the 8K amp. So it's my first time seeing one of these, made in China. Here we have it, our 8K amp. Oh, this thing's thick. That is pretty thick. Ooh, got bass remote in there. And screws now and keys. I should really get myself some white lights because these warm ones don't do my footage or the cut-off things justice. Oh, this thing's heavy. So we have a cable, which is, I'm guessing, for our bass remote. Okay, so we have our 8K amp. Let's see how big this little one is here. I've been curious to see how big this SFB 500.4D is going to be. It's tiny. It is tiny. I mean, like half the size tiny. Wow. So this will be interesting. Can this amp, this little amp here, I mean the 8000D, don't get me wrong, there's information on it, so that's why I'm not really too fussed about it, but this one, there's like nothing at all. Let's get this open. Pretty sure you guys are probably dying to see this thing. So this is the amp. As I said, it's not the smallest amp in the world, but it's pretty damn small considering what you're meant to apparently get bridged something close to 3K over 2 separate channels. I mean, it's a lot of power. Let's have a look at the other side. There's all of our controls. Controls for days there. Did that come with a bass? This remote? A remote? The answer to the question there is no, it did not. So the SFB 500 came with no remote. Bit shocked at that. So our bass one's got a remote, but not this. Don't really need it myself, but if you're going to use this for multiple subs, or I don't know what the hell you're going to use it for, you can use it for anything. But there's no remote for it, so just note that if you're buying this for bass or a solution for all of your audio in one package, there is no remote. Here's the back of it. I'll show you, hold on. Just power remote and ground. As I said, disappointed with the fact there's no remote with it. The hype they've given it, I'm expecting big things from it. So if it doesn't outperform a Genesis, I'll be keeping my Genesis, and someone will get their hands on a nice brand new SFB 504D. But that's if I don't get on with it. Anyways, our 8K amp. Right, so you guys just remember, I will be revisiting this. This is just a quick unbox, like a quick nosy, because I'm just too impatient to not look. That's all this is. So don't worry, you're going to see the SFB 500 again, much more. So don't worry about it. Let's pull this one out. So on the back of this one, you can see our controls there. Interesting. The other side, you can see 2 sets of these inputs. No instructions. So no books, no nothing like that. Would have been nice to have had like a wiring diagram as such. I don't need it, but for people, again, for both of these amps, for people that want to know the best ways for them to get the most from their amps, how to fuse them properly, no information. I'm going to check the box over in a sec. Bass remote, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Said nothing in terms of packaging. There is nothing on here at all. We've got on this side just a specifications sheet as they will. And that's it. That's all there is. Same with this again. Same with this again. We just got information. No book. It would have been really nice to have had a book with this. Just as a side note, again, Sundown, like this is not good. So our specification sheet tells us, or side of the box tells us what we can run per channel. It doesn't tell you about it bridged, and I know you can bridge it. No information about how this thing runs bridged, which doesn't inspire me with confidence. I don't be worried about that, but we'll find out. Yeah, nothing. As I said, I'll review this myself and we'll get back to this, but in terms of packaging, I'm not disappointed. Okay, I am disappointed. But then at the same time, the people that would buy a Sundown, I would hope, would know their stuff. So you wouldn't need to know. But for the average person who's new to audio, you know, based on packaging, I mean, it doesn't inspire confidence. But we'll see what they sound like. And I'll get back to you. Yeah, so anyways, this is my boot so far. We'll talk about this amp quick. So it's the SFB 500.4D. So now I've done an unboxing of it. That's why I've taken this out now to have a good look at and speak to you guys. First things first, just take these off. I'm going to be doing a comparison test with this and the Genesis amps. So that'll be my first port of call. But the first half is literally just power, remote, ground. See there, power, remote, ground. And the other side has got a whole host of controls. Now I thought that this should have had a remote with it, but this was never built to have a remote with it. I find that kind of a bit odd when these amps are built to have subwoofers on them. So the idea is you could use all of this as a sub. They're full range amps. So it would kind of made sense to have had a remote. I don't know. But they don't, so just take that into consideration when you're buying one. And also they've got a power clip and protect light. Obviously 4 channels. Shows you a bridge. It is bridgeable. So those that think, oh, it's not bridgeable, there is evidence online. It basically says here as well. So if you're bridging it, you go to the outsides. I'm going to be running this in flat because I'm running mids on this. But yeah, you can do low pass, or high pass that is, or low pass. So if you're doing low pass, I'm guessing your crossovers, you'd want to be focused on the low side of stuff. And you set your highs to maximum or wherever. That's how I'm guessing they've done it. I'm no expert with this, but it looks like that's what they've done. That looks like bass boost to me, so I probably wouldn't touch that. I'll soon find out when I connect it all. But yeah, there's not much to it. It's just, that is it. They didn't include nothing in the box. I think I can change some of the screws from, change this house. No, I can't even do that. So yeah, I've got some screws in the bag, just for bolting the amp down. That's pretty much it. That is it. There's nothing else. You've seen all there is to offer. Visually, again, as I said, they're not anything special and spectacular. They're pretty bog standard. It's a nice little lamp. Be interesting to see what it can do for a small package. But from what I've seen, this thing's probably going to need about 300 amp views. So I've been told maybe 200 to 250, but I think 300 myself. I'm no expert again, but if it can do 3000 watts bridged over the two channels combined, you know, like 1500 watt aside, then it's going to need a 300 amp fuse. So, but we'll see. I'm not really pushing it that hard, that's why I bought it. So I had a bit of leeway. Right, that's the amp. The lithiums are in the car. We'll show you that. Right. Right, I'm going to need to sort out some bits and pieces. So anyways, this is where we're up to. So far I've done, you can't really see it too well because of all my balance leads, which are all tidy up. Basically I've gone from the battery right here down to my fuse or fuse holders, out of the fuse holder, you can see here, come up along here, it's gone underneath and to my I've forgotten its name now, isolator, battery isolator. So that is the aux battery side, and this is going to be the live side. Also need to do the remotes, which is what I'm going to be doing today, and that is ground, and that's going to be ignition live. So I'm going to do my ignition live from my I can't even remember its name now as well, the Audison. The Audison should have a remote on it to switch the amps on, and that's what I'm going to use to switch this on in the back as well. So if the sound system's on, the isolator's on, because I don't want that sound system running from solely the battery in the back. So whenever the sound system's on, so is the battery in the back. So that's why I've chosen to run that now from the Audison. So I need to do all my terminal ends, make sure they all fit, and start bolting stuff up.